What is the price for Sonic Wings Reunion on Steam? The price for Sonic Wings Reunion on Steam is $59.99 USD. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. It's $59.99 USD. What? That's a ripoff. This game looks like Sonic Wings Reunion. I tried out Sonic Wings Reunion slash Aero Fighters Reunion for a bit. Well, for a lot of it. And honestly, it's a very interesting release to say the least. And the most controversial aspect of the game is the digital price of $60 on Steam. I got it gifted. Big thanks to the person that gifted it to me. I really appreciate it. Because I know for damn sure I would not have paid $60 for it. They tried to take 10% off like it would matter and whatever. It seems that getting the physical for PS5 and Switch is cheaper. Okay. The Steam release is probably just a few dollars cheaper than the physical limited release. I know of Aero Fighters series, but never played much of them. I would see them in the arcade and stuff like that, but maybe just try them out for a few minutes and then play what I really wanted to play. I've been very curious about this release since it was announced a year or so ago, and like everyone, the cheap graphics caught my eye. So let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly with Sonic Wings Reunion, and we'll circle back about the astronomical price for this game for Steam players. Alright, so let's get into graphics and visuals. So yes, the game looks bad. Very low quality, very low detail, very low animations. Thankfully, the speed of the game stays stable. It kind of looks like when I used to lower the graphics quality on certain games on my PC because I couldn't run them properly. I don't understand who on the development team or publishing team thinks this looks acceptable to release. It looks like a phone game, and there are phone games that look way better than this. Skyforce looks better than this game. The visibility in this game is kinda hit or miss. Sometimes enemies and bullets blend together in the background, and I have to focus to keep track of what's going on. At the moment, it can feel like bullets are just coming out of nowhere. Some stages are better with visibility than others, but I just wish there was an option to change the brightness on the backgrounds or have more brighter bullet colors or something. Like what happened to the yellow bullets or the reddish flashing bullets used in the older games? I think that'll be helpful. Final stage of this game looks horrible. Is this the bloodstream of a drug addict or something? Even the poor ape doesn't even want to be there. Please get me out of here. I even saw a few times enemy planes clipping through the 3D models of some buildings. And honestly, the game doesn't even need to be 2D pixel based like the old games. They could have found a way to make it look way better than it is now, especially if they're looking for a more realistic look. There isn't much visual feedback when you're hitting things. Yes, there's hit sparks, but I wouldn't mind some flashing on the enemies and the boss models. I mean, that will help me know if I'm really hitting things. The artwork and character profiles look very nice. The menus and UI look decent, and I like the illustrations for the endings too. They're very cute. One thing I really appreciate is the display options. You can rotate the vertical screen, or you can rotate your monitor, or just have a straight up vertical screen. Then you can just pop it over to your monitor that's in portrait mode, and then full screen it, and there you go. A Tate screen. A lot of shmups don't do this, so it's one of the features that I like the most. And the game will remember it too. You don't have to keep setting it and stuff like that, like some other games do. And plus, the game is formatted correctly for the vertical Tate screen. The dialogue between the characters, the UI, everything else just fits right in. And it looks quite good. This might sound kind of weird, but the gameplay of Sonic Wings Reunion is actually not that bad. It does a good job at keeping the action flowing, and the pace of the game is very fast. It seems to play more like Sonic Wings 1, very simple to the point. There are 8 stages, one of them is a bonus stage, and they go through pretty fast. There are 2 loops to be played, which means after you complete the 8 stages, you restart, right back to the beginning. The first loop isn't too tough, while the second loop stays fixed on a difficulty rank of 15. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a little cocky when I got my first normal mode 1-all on my very first try, but I got humbled during the second loop. Trainer mode has a fair amount of options to be used to help players grind out stages if needs to be. Thank goodness there's a hitbox viewer for your ship and a good button configuration setting. There are 8 characters to choose from in this game. 2 of them are hidden. You get them by just beating the game. Each character has a bomb that has a special sort of quirk, similar to the old games. And if you are familiar with the old Sonic Wings / Aero Fighters games, you know how wacky the characters can be. It seems like in this game, they aren't as weird as previous games. In one game, you could play as a baby and as a mother-daughter duo. One cool feature I like is that you can have another character as an assist or wingman for you can use their bomb when playing. It's very helpful and very fun to use. You just give up one initial bomb slot for it. You start off with 3 lives and you get 1 extra life at 500k points and another at 1,000,000 points. Then you start getting an extra life every million after that. It's pretty generous, but the game isn't going to give you points for nothing. You got to work for it, which leads into the scoring system. I like it because it's fairly simple, nothing complicated. You get double points bonus when your level is maxed at the 5th level. The meter decreases over time, and if you want to gain it back, just grab another power-up item to keep it going. At the end of the stage, you get bonus points for holding on to bombs, lives, and the destruction rate bonus. That bonus seems to be really important for scoring because if you get 100% destruction rate, you get 1,000,000 points, which means a higher score and more extends. There's even a score ticketer thing that pops up on the side panel on the left in the UI when you have it to horizontal mode, showing you exactly what you're getting as far as points wise while you play. And honestly, I think it's a bit ugly looking. Overall, I would say the gameplay is pretty fun, I guess. But the more I played, the more I started to notice some of the rough spots. One big thing in my opinion is I feel like at the current state, the game is a little imbalanced. For the characters you play as, the enemies, the bosses, everything needs adjustments. The 10 total characters range from very weak to very strong, which makes playthroughs fun or just annoying. A fair amount of the enemies in the stages I feel have too many hit points. It seems that some enemies on rate 15 shoot behind you too. It's kind of weird. The bosses in this game aren't very exciting. They feel like total pushovers. It seems like they put up more of a fight during the second loop, however. Hopefully this game gets some kind of balance adjustment. Alright, let's talk about the sound of Sonic Wings Reunion. Okay, off the bat, the music in this game is really good. It seems that the music and soundtrack were high priority in this. It really brightens up the atmosphere of the game, and there are arranged versions and remixes of music from older Sonic Wings games. You can select which songs to use in arranged sound, and you can pick different types of soundtracks on the character select screen. They all sound pretty great. What stands out to me is Mau Mau's Attack, which are songs with vocals. Very upbeat and pleasant to hear. The sound effects, not so good. They sound very thin. They're loud, but they're thin. Well, like I hinted at earlier, Sonic Wings Reunion does have a cheerful, bright, and fun atmosphere. The music is fun to listen to, the character dialogue is goofy, the endings are silly. It's a charming game. The development team tried their best to keep that fun spirit of the older Sonic Wing games into this new title. The gameplay is decent, but it just needs a little adjusting in some areas. The replay value for me mainly came from the simple scoring system and how the game keeps its arcade flow, pace, and rhythm. Oh, speaking of replays, there's no replay theater, so you can't go back and watch the runs that you did like some other games do. You're gonna just have to just local record it, I guess. And I'm not sure why a lot of new shmups skip out on this feature. It's so helpful to watch your gameplay replays and share them easily, or watch other people replays as well. Thankfully, there is an online leaderboard for various ships and difficulty levels, at the very least. So the biggest issue with this game so far is the price tag for Steam players. It could just be a North American US thing. It's $59.99, $60 pretty much. And maybe the price wasn't properly converted from yen to USD and other currencies. 6,380 yen converts to $44.38 USD. But is Sonic Wings Reunion even worth that price? It's not. It's not even worth $39.99. It's not even worth $29.99. I would say a fair price for this game would be $19.99. What would make this game even remotely worth $40? Let's just hold on to the possibility that the game is mispriced for Steam users. So $39.99 for this game. I would say adding the older Sonic Wing games will help. 1, 2, 3, limited. Leave Assault alone, that's garbage. Add replays and online leaderboards for those older games too. And for the Reunion game, add replays and more fun, silly gameplay modes. More characters and ships. Beef up the graphics immensely. Add in some more customization options. But nope, this is what we get so far. Arcade mode, 2 loops, and in training mode. I wonder if Hamster and Success will continue support for Sonic Wings Reunion. Will they rebalance the game? Will they add some DLC, downloadable content? I think Steam players should get for free. We shouldn't pay a dime for any DLC, especially if people are paying $60 for this game. Will they try to make the game better? Will they acknowledge the mispricing? I hope they do all of these. Playing this game, it makes me more interested in playing the older Sonic Wings games. I know they're challenging, but they're extremely fun. Like every playthrough just feels fresh and different. So the TLDR, or the TLDW, too long didn't watch for Sonic Wings Reunion, is that the game's visuals suck. The music is good. The gameplay is fun, but needs adjusting. There isn't much extra content and needs more customization options. I get they're trying to make this game as close to an arcade game as possible, but loosen up a little bit. Have a little fun. It's too bad because this series was dormant for so long, and for it to return in such mediocre fashion is kind of disappointing. So they better improve this game down the line. Wait, did they shoot me from behind? Am I tripping? Hold on, they shot me from behind.